Good morning, and welcome to your Monday. I hope you're all well and had lovely weekends and you're feeling good on this Monday morning. So we're going to continue with our Inktober drawings. If you did your storm and your trap, then very well done. Today's prompt word is dizzy. Let's get dizzy. No, wait, I'm so dizzy. I mean, I don't know who's not singing that song today, who's doing the Inktober, because it's the first thing that pops into your head, right? So we're going to attempt a drawing. I think it will be good. It might look a little bit abstracty, depending on how we go, but we can just like ease into that. It does not need to look realistic, okay? So don't get annoyed if it doesn't look realistic, because like mine for sure won't. Turning American now. Let's get on with the drawing, shall we? Let's spin you around. And very badly placed today. Let's move everything over. Monday morning, got to reshuffle the desks and get everything back to where it should be. There we go. That is better. Okie dokie. So the first thing we are going to do today, now I'm tempted to use this, but it's quite a complicated drawing. So I'm going to use fine liner first, and then we shall see if I can add some details. I'm just going to think about the center of the page. Now you could draw a line down the center, or you could just draw a line from about here, because we're going to use this line in our drawing. So think about the center the whole way down, but then draw, leaving like maybe 2 or 3 fingers at the base, depending on the size of your paper. Trying to be as straight as possible to about there, which is maybe just over 2/3 of the way up the page. Pretty impressed with that straight line. Okay, and now from the top point, we're going to draw lines coming off it in one direction, and then we're going to mirror that in the other direction. So my first line is going to do like kind of a swoop around and up like that. You can do the same actually on the other side. So we're basically drawing like a cocktail glass shape, or the base of a massive wine glass. Just thinking about the weekend, really. Then we're going to do another one, which starts at a similar point, maybe a little bit further down, and then it comes in a kind of softer curve like that. So I'll show you here, like coming up like that. Now, if this bit's a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, doesn't really matter. You can adjust it when we come to make it into something else. I'm just going to try and mirror that. So now it looks kind of like a flower almost. We've got like an open flower design. Okay. So next, we're going to come down to this point here, and we basically want to draw a line from this point up to about this point here. So it might sound a bit funny. I'm just going to put a tiny little line kind of in the center there, and then draw a line from the bottom of this that kind of swoops down to there. And it didn't quite make it, and that's okay. If it's a little bit higher, a little bit lower, it's fine. You can adjust it later. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So basically just flipping it around, like mirroring it. Can't speak. So kind of about here. Little line like that, like 2 little eyes. And then from there, coming down like that. So now it kind of looks like an angry bird's beak or something, but that's not what we're drawing. If you want to draw that though, be my guest, you can totally do that. But if you have faith, then follow me. All right, so now we're going to thicken this line and this line. Are we? No, now we're going to roll the top of this line. So we're going to add a kind of roll like that, kind of coming in the direction of down here. And again, just mirroring it on the other side. Giving eyebrows, maybe, cheeky little eyebrows. Okay, and then we're going to do that same shape, except here on the inside. And you could bring that around like that. So it kind of hooks in. You're like, what is this? Well, hopefully it will become clear, but I'm not sure. Okay. Now we're going to draw a line that, so at the bottom here, this little bit, we're going to do a line that kind of comes up and down and up and down like that. It should have been about the same, but that's fine. And then just swoop this line to match that. So you've formed an object, a shape that goes thin to thick. And then we're going to do the same here, except it's going to overlap a little bit there and come down and around. Overlap a bit there and come down in and around like that. So we've got these bits that are all meeting in the center point there. Okay. Now we're going to do a second line coming down here, which is going to end kind of, if you do like an upside down V and you put a little point there and put a little point there, imagining there's a V shape here. There and there is where my line wants to end. And then I can just swoop this up. Now this can be as, you can do this a little bit different. You can do it like really individual if you want. So don't feel like it needs to be a certain length or certain kind of zoop. I'm just going to do it the same, kind of like, woof, like that. But maybe if I tell you what it is now, you can then make your own decision. So this, these 2 points here are actually shoulders, and then the hands. Then this is a pole, and then these are going to be the legs. So if, for example, you wanted to put a skirt on the person or a dress or some kind of, or have them different sizes, now would be the point that you could do that. But if you just want to keep it simple, like I'm trying to do, I'm going to turn these into legs. So I'm going to point the toe. I might put one coming over the other one. And do a little foot there. And then a little calf. And then bring it up like that. That's just one leg. Then I will do the same here. This one's going to have a little less shape because I've already drawn the line. I could do the knee. Knobbly knee coming up like that. See what I mean about abstract? And then the same here. I'm going to do a little foot. Little calf, leg. Don't know. Looks a bit weird, but that's fine. Okay, but yeah, play around with however you want and whatever kind of clothes you want. It could be wearing cute little dungarees. They could be wearing dresses or trousers or shorts or whatever. I got this reference just off Google Images when I typed in like people spinning around, and it's just a cartoon kind of vector drawing that I got inspired by. Doesn't really look like this anyway. Then you got to do the heads here. So you could just do a circle or an oval like this to just get your kind of bearings, or you could tip it back, like doing an oval like that, that's tipped back a bit because they're going like wee around, getting dizzy. You see? So start with that, and then you can make it as detailed or as stick man-like as you want. Put a massive smile on this person's face. Eyes are closed. Having so much fun. Hair kind of wildly going off the page. Sadly, I don't really have enough space to put the wild hair. But you can just, yeah, you know the score now. You know what to do. Maybe put hair coming around her face. Disguise my shaping of the thing. And then that's the shoulder. And that's the other shoulder. See what I mean about it looking a little bit messy, but it doesn't matter too much because we're just kind of playing with it. Ooh. I'm going to have a curve for the bum there. Thank you. Just got coffee delivery. yeah. So play around with it. Don't worry if it looks like mine. Don't worry, doesn't matter. You can adjust it later. This one, I think I'm going to do the nose coming up like that. Mouth, massive. Eyes shut. Hair flying. Put a little ear in there. So maybe these people have, you know, hijacked a kid's playground. Maybe it's a Friday night and they had a little tipple and they're overexcited. It just makes me laugh, the way that sometimes it turns out and it just looks absolutely insane sometimes. Little knobbles on the elbows and inner elbows, that helps. Maybe I'm going to put like a cute dungaree style. A little strappy top. Can go wild with your clothing designs here. It's always fun. Collarbone there. Or neck. She's going to have maybe a little high-waisted skirt on. And they're going to be like short dungarees. I don't know, thinking of summer times when the weather was fine. You know, actually, what do dungarees have? What have I done? Why have I made it hard for myself, guys? Okay. Now this bit in the middle is going to be a pole. It's going to come in front of the first 2 feet here. And you can make it thicker with your pen. And then there's going to be a disc around here. So let me just think about how to draw that. Come about here, here. I mean, as always, doesn't need to be perfect. Like that. And that's the spinning disc in the children's playground, which will for sure get you dizzy. Let me tell you that for free. I'm just going to colour that in to make it more pronounced. Boom. Okay, and then you can, of course, add more and more details to this. You could make it look like people that you know. You could add interesting clothes to make the look of it look better. Those in the wobbly, weird lines. There's her knees. Oh yeah, they've got bare feet on, so let's give them little shoes. Maybe she's got high tops on. Very cool. But you see how, like, no hesitation, just getting it done, getting the marks down, because that's how you can fearlessly do your thing. All right, and now I'm going to just add little bits of ink because I want to play with my pot of ink. And you can add lines which suggest movement. So you could do kind of like every time swirly kind of marks. I wish I'd left a little bit more space around the outside. But yeah, these kind of like whoosh marks suggest movement in all kinds of ways. You could also, let me just mop up that so I don't smudge it. You could also add, I don't know, a background. Obviously, it's got to be in a kind of situation, except because they're moving, I want to give the impression of movement as well. So I'm not going to do like a clear background. I'm just going to do like lines. We're in their world, because although when you're looking at people on these things, they don't look like they're going very fast. When you're actually on the things, it always feels like really fast. Like when you're on a swing or something, you feel like you're going really high, but it doesn't really look like that. Okay, now because I'm a bit upset about my designs, I'm just going to go in with my brush and maybe add a little bit of flow to my clothes. I'm sorry if this upsets you, if you don't have this and you're like, Ness, but I have to do it. I'm sorry. Adding a bit of flow. You can also do this with your brush or your pen. Because the original illustration or design that I got off Google was also very basic, but I think just want to block that in a bit. To satisfy my Monday morning need. Yeah. Cute little black jumpsuit. Nice. I prefer that. And now I'm going to do the same for her top. Of course, you could use colours as well, but I'm trying to keep it inky, coloured inks. If I had all the money, I would just invest in a set of coloured inks too, but because I already have watercolour and I love the watercolour, I don't want to invest more money into another form of colour. So I thought I'd just stick to the brown and the black for now. But maybe if I get really into the ink and I really want it, I will one day buy some coloured inks too. They just act, you just use them in a slightly different way to watercolour. That's why they're quite interesting for me. But still, if I had to choose, I would probably would pick watercolour. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more zhuzh to her hair. A bit dangerous doing it with this ink, but what else? Got to live on the edge. And to hers too, it's a little bit. She's just been swamped by it. But yeah, that to me is a slightly more representative of what I was after look. And I can also use a kind of dry brush technique to add. I'm going to add a little bit of weight to this thing as well. here to just balance my composition, because I've got a lot of black patches there now. So just weigh them down a bit with that. And there we go. And I think I'll probably leave it there, although I could continue to add more bits and bobs to it. But I'm at a point where I don't hate it now. So, yeah, there we go. We have our Dizzy Day 19 Inktober drawing, which is actually quite a tough word, I think, to do something good. But I hope that you thought that that was good and found it interesting and fun, and yours look interesting, at least. Yeah, always looks bad before it looks good, remember that. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back here tomorrow for, oh, a nice word tomorrow for day 20. How is it the 20th of October already? I do not know. So take care of yourselves. As always, send pictures your way. Send pictures my way on my Instagram page, NessDoes, because I love to see what you guys come up with. It makes my day. And yeah, have amazing Mondays. Bye, 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 bye.